It's been a pretty long time since I ran the Super Metroid Randomizer. I should give it another go. You know, I've been wanting to run the Link to the Past Randomizer anyway. So let's see what Uncle left for me. This monstrosity is the Super Metroid Link to the Past crossover randomizer. So a crazy guy named Total got the crazy idea to combine the two most popular randomizer games into one giant behemoth of a game. So for those new to randomizers, there are a ton of different kinds of randomizers, but the most popular is one that swaps collectible items around, especially in Metroid or Zelda-like games based around exploration. This means you could find anything, anywhere. That first missile pack in Super Metroid could end up being the space jump. Now don't worry about getting stuck. The guys who made the randomizers put a great deal of effort into making sure necessary items can only be found in locations you can access with the items you have access to. Every seed is beatable. The crossover randomizer took that a step further. There are several locations throughout the games that act as portals, taking you to the other game. Even more, items from one game can appear in either game. So you have to know both games well and frequently go between them in order to finish. So last summer, I started actively speedrunning the crossover randomizer. I even competed in a tournament. Not that I got very far when I started going up against actual speedrunners. But I did learn a lot, and I'm not half bad. And I want to show all of you exactly how you speedrun the crossover randomizer. This is a poor man's speedrun of the Super Metroid Link to the Past crossover randomizer. A tutorial and speedrun by a guy who mostly knows what he's doing to help people first starting out and show some fun tricks and routing. This is going to be a brand new seed, so I don't know where anything is at all. There aren't a ton of options, but I've got the Super Metroid difficulty set to hard. There is no difficulty setting for Link to the Past. Set our controls. I'm going to turn on Moonwalk. This is also a seed I generated using the GitHub code. So I have a few other options, like setting a custom sprite for Link. I'll be completing this entire seed in one shot, though I will be cutting it into individual videos. Once we get started, you'll be able to see a timer for how long I've been going. You can also see item lists on the side, so you know what I have and who I've defeated, and a chest counter, which I'll explain a bit more shortly. So without further ado, let's begin our run. So you always start out in Super Metroid. This is because Super Metroid lets you customize controls. And you skip Sarah Station because there's no items or anything interesting up there. Now as well, the planet starts woken up, so you don't have to go down to Blue Brine Star or anything for it. Now what we're going to be doing is starting by leaving Super Metroid. And the reason for that is because there are so few items in Super Metroid. And I'll pause here for just a second to explain. There are only two items that you immediately have access to in Super Metroid. And that's the Morph Ball location, and there's a item you can damage boost to in the ceiling of Blue Burn Star. Both of these items are way far out of the way, kind of a pain to get to, and it's just 2 items. There are way more items immediately available to you in Link to the Past, which also starts in open mode. So you don't have to go through the castle and rescue the princess. You can run around and explore to your heart's content. So way more items, so that's why we come straight here. So we just came out of that doorway, and I immediately came over here and jumped off the ledge, and that's so I could see that item in the lower right-hand corner. That item... Knowledge is power in here, and if I saw something useful down there, then I would know I need to be able to get to that island in order to make progress later on. I can route that in, I can plan around it. But I now know it's useless, so I don't have to worry about it at all, and that's good to know. So I'm going to start by immediately saving and quitting. And going to Sanctuary. And there's a chest up here that I'm going to open. That chest is actually part of the Hyrule Castle dungeon, so I'll talk more on that in a second. Instead, what I'm going to start by saying is 2 things that are really helpful when you start Link to the Past are money and bombs. So I'm going to be doing something called the Houlihan Glitch. So you come here and bonk your head on that, and then move right, do not move up or down. Screen transition, now you can move up. You go up here and you jump off this ledge 4 times. And you notice that bush in the lower left-hand corner is slowly moving down. Open the bush, hop down the hole, and I'm now in the Houlihan Room. So the Houlihan Room is the default room that the game sends you to when it doesn't know where to send you. Hitbox on these rupees is horrible. So, it works by... Whenever you go through a doorway, or a hole, or anything, its location on the screen determines where you're going to go. And so what we did, by bonking our head on that, which lined up a very specific Y pixel that we're standing on, then when we jumped off that ledge, it slowly offset. So we weren't, the doorway, the hole, wasn't where the game thought it should be. So we jumped down, and it doesn't know where to send us. So it sends us to the Houlihan Room. When you exit the Houlihan Room, you exit at Link's house, so you can just go right back in and get the item that's here. Power bombs, very nice. Now I mentioned bombs and money. So we have money, now that we've done the Houlihan Glitch. So now I'm going to go get bombs. There is a shop right here, so I'm going to stop by here. Buy some bombs. And then save and quit again. Go back to Sanctuary. So there are any number of different openers that you can do for this, and this is kind of the one that I've settled on. I've seen where people just book straight for Kakariko and kind of hope they get the items. They'll take the bottom route, top route. Some people go through and get all the odds and ends items around Hyrule just in case there's a bottle or the flute, so if they do get them, they can activate them as soon as they get to Kakariko. I prefer the item density of it. Like, if I'm going to get anything good, I want to get it right away. In fact, I want to avoid getting those odds and ends items if at all possible. Pull this tree, maybe get something good? No. I don't know how the logic on that. It's random what you get from it, but it also means things that I don't understand. So we're going up here to start out by going to Woodcutter's Lodge, because in the back here we can check an item on a ledge. Is that reserve tank? Okay. So the item that was on that ledge is only accessible after you beat Aghanim. Aghanim 1, specifically. The Light World Aghanim. And you don't want to have to fight Aghanim. You can beat the game without fighting him. It's a long dungeon to run through to mess with and don't do anything. It's kind of horrible. So, you want to avoid it if at all possible, but it's good to come here and check, because if there's a required item on that ledge, then you know I have to beat Agnum. And then you can plan around that. I know straight up my time isn't going to be the best in the world on this one because I'm kind of pausing to talk to you guys every now and then. And the timer keeps going because that's how races go and all. But that's okay, I'm not going for like world record or anything anyway. World record doesn't mean a lot in this game anyway because the seeds are all different. The speedrunning for this game works much better in a race setting, where two different people have the same seed, and you see which one can complete it faster. X-ray scope is, believe it or not, kind of nice. It lets you check a couple items without having to get all the way to them, and it lets you do a fun glitch if we get the other items necessary for it. And boy, would that be fun. But I'll talk on that when we get to it. So, all in all, though, X-ray is not a bad item to see. So if you kind of go in there, I just learned this like yesterday, kind of go in there, you can kind of bypass those guards. It takes a little bit of time because then you got to pick up bushes, but you also don't get hit or anything, so whatever. So we made it to Kakariko. We went through the forest and we checked Woodcutter's Ledge. So this here is Blind's hideout. This is the first good item-dense location. There's 5 items in here. Blue mail! Yeah, there's 5 items in here, so we want to check all of them, obviously. No, I'll go ahead and grab some more money. Never know when you need some money. Okay, so we got the blue mail, so that's kind of nice. The next item is bottom of the well, which is just over to the left. Oh, I also mentioned that sprite replacements. So this is called, like, Maiden, or some such. At first I thought it was just some girl. Just friggin' some random girl in Hyrule who just got real tired of Ganon's crap. And you know what? I can get behind that. Just fudge this guy! Single arrow? I think there's only one single arrow in the game. Bottle! Hey! We can go check Sick Kid. Sick Kid is right here in Kakariko, and he will give you an item if you have a bottle. Also, if you have money, you can talk to a bottle vendor here and get ripped off, because he takes 100 rupees and gives you 20. Just a life lesson, I suppose. I'm also ticking the items off in the tracker manually. So I generally wait for, like, screen transitions to do it. Varia, you're spoiling me. I mean, we don't have Morph Ball, so that's troublesome. But still. Okay, so we can go check Sick Kid, because we have a bottle. I will forget to toggle things. I just will. I'm sorry. Okay, that should be the last chest here in Kakariko. There's 2 chests down south. One of which we can't get, but we can look at. Varia does not really fill me with hope. Though granted, Varia on its own doesn't really do a lot. Like, it doesn't really help me a lot. Okay, so that was just 20 rupees. I walked into the room further than I needed to because I wasn't paying attention. There's gonna be a lot of that this run. Power Glove. We need Power Glove. There's gonna be a lot of that this run. I am going to do a lot of things, and it's purely because I'm talking instead of actually focusing on, like, racing good. But I'm also trying to tell you what's going on. Hey, how's it going? So Power Glove is required. It is a required item. And we don't need to go any further. So that's Power Glove. We also now don't have a weapon. I don't like that we don't have a weapon. Because coming up soon is Mini Moldorm Cave, and I've killed more Mini Moldorms with bombs than I care to. Don't even need a sword, like, a lot of different things can be weapons. Bow and arrow, hookshot, hammer, a lot of things. But bombs are kinda garbage. And all kinds of weapons for Metroid. Still no Morph Ball, though. So let the floodgates out so we can check item number 2. There are more items in the area. I'm not going to be checking them immediately. Oh, 5 is going to be rough. I may not be able to kill him with 5. I'm going to have to be accurate is what I'm going to have to do. And good luck being accurate with bombs on Mini Moldorms. Those crabs, by the way, do 2 hearts damage. Yeah, get killed. Okay, so far so good. Oh no, you monster. Okay, last chance. Oh, we did it! Still looking for that progression. Silver arrows, if I had a bow, that'd be pretty spiffy. So power gloves do let us do one thing. I'm gonna go back here. Oh, I have 10 bombs. Oh, that's right, I grabbed bombs in there. So since we still don't have any clear progression, normally this is the point where I'd stop collecting items in Link to the Past and actually start making forward progress. But we don't have any clear progression yet. The only thing we really have is Varia, but we can't do anything with that just yet. Like, having it is nice, but it doesn't really help. And we have Power Glove, which Power Glove does open up like 3 items or so. But we can also go here to Sahasrahla, check some items here. More power bombs if I had bombs. Okay, so Power Glove does actually help us do one other thing. So, let's go do that! Then the last place that I can go is the front half of the castle. So I haven't mentioned much about the chest tracker, which is what's in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That's my way of keeping track of what chests are what in what dungeons, and what chests I've gotten in what dungeons. There's a small key. Okay, we're going in the front half of castle. Okay, so I was talking about the thing. Talking about the chest tracker. So, for starters, there are 2 items here. There are 2 items up here just to the upper right that are not part of the Hyrule Castle dungeon. However, that key was... Ooh, Speed Booster. That's sort of terrifying, actually, because now that Varia suit actually does mean something. Well, as long as I'm in here... Well, I can't get... Vari would help me in Norfair. That's the thing. I can't get to Norfair currently, not without Morph Ball, or some means of getting there in Link to the Past, which involves Death Mountain access, which I also do not have. So, Speed Booster would be progression if I had some means of getting to Upper Norfair. So instead, we're just going to run all the way through Link to the Past. So this is rough because I don't have... Never mind, I have gravity, okay. Dang it. So this guy takes 2 bombs to kill. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so real quick, I picked up 2 items. I should be using my chest tracker so you guys can see what's going on. I picked 2 items alongside that single key. The item that you get from Sanctuary is also part of this dungeon. So that was another item. I don't believe that item was the map. So the yellow squares are small keys. The red squares are dungeon items, map, compass, and big key. The green squares are all usable, useful items. Potentially the good stuff. So, going through Link to the Past, going through this dungeon, there is one chest in the middle of Escape that's technically in a dark room. It's a pain in the butt to get to, and we don't have dark room access right now anyway. So, what we want is that map to be there. Whoops. Crap. Come on, dude, I only have 2 more bombs. There we go. Okay, I gotta make these 2 bombs count against this guy. Moon Pearl. Okay, we did it. Moon Pearl, another good item. And, like, I don't know, man, friggin' Moon Pearl, for Pete's sake. Moon Pearl gives us Dark World functionality. Not necessarily Dark World access, but functionality. A lot of items go into having Dark World access, but getting Dark World access is a pretty big thing to open up. Come on, dude, I don't have any more bombs. Okay, last item. Hammer! Ooh, the good stuff. I must have missed a chest somewhere, or I missed ticking a chest somewhere. But hey, you know what we have? A weapon! Yeah! Look at that weapon! Look at me going!